Bembo Shoot Tiger, but we have two ways of doing it, or one is kind of a lead up to it, or the transition into it. You might want to say it that way. But I see them as two very different things, so we're going to separate them. From last week we had this chop, then we shift to the right, and then shift to the left, and the right foot kicks. You drop the right foot in front and bring the hands across the body this way. And then you're dropping into your right hip and don't move it. And then what you're going to do is make a little spiral here to make the hands go out. Right elbow drops as the left fist expands with this left thigh. That's it. The first Bembo from a cross grab, usually is what we do just for making it easy. The first part is a number of things can happen. One is the release will happen at the elbow. You can also, of course, hit him. If you want to break the arm, you just drop this down. Right? That'll be your chin off. You lock it into your hip, you can literally get a nice little lock going on. If you grab with both arms, it doesn't really matter. You can still do the same thing. You can also just take the second arm with your hand if you want. You can reach across, see it, and then you get the first. So either way, if he punches, and we'll stick with the right, your block is going to look like that, and your punch is going to look like that. So again, it's doing this. So you're getting him offline with this right arm, and to address any of the targets you like. If he hooks with his other arm, you can do it same, see it? Again, hit the throat, because it's soft. If you grab him around the waist with this one, you can peel him off with that. If you can get on this side of the head, and then just use this to put right in it under his lats and just push him out. So that's the full arm anyway. So this is kind of getting his grip loosened first time. You can use your elbow if you like, then your fist. That should work enough. Remember that one when we get to the second one. When we get to the grab, I'll try to explain more there. So then the second Bembo. So from a grab, we're going to have him grab first with his left. And watch what you can do. You can put it right in his wrist and get your release right like that. So it's right at the bone, and you're rotating the fist. That's as you shift. And you can actually just push it into his body, or you can just keep it away from you. The idea is you want to get a quick release because he can hit you with his right. Okay, so that's on the cross grab. On the same kind of grab, it works fine too. But what you're going to just go across the wrist that way, and that'll leave this open too. If you cross grab with the right, we can look at what the right hand's doing now. So as this comes up, this exposes it. That's why the angle of the fist, the arm is that way. It's not. If you don't get that angle, if it's this way, he's still strong. As soon as I drop the elbow and lift the wrist, I get that. If I want to get my own lock, I'll get it here. Right, I just open my thumb and squeeze. You can also just take the flesh and then hit it. If you want your lock, you can just take it like a lock. And then just move him over, and there's your bend. He's the bow now, you're bending. And then you shoot the arrow. Now he punches. I think that's pretty good for the grab. If he punches, let's do the outside roundhouse first. If he hooks with his right, that's just your left side. There's your block. See it? And this is coming. It's a low strike, so you're aiming probably for the spleen or the liver. And that's basically very quick. Notice you're kind of moving into the fist, so you better make sure that this is covering your head and your ear and your face like that. Is that clear? Yeah, make sure. On a straight, you can do the same. You're going to peel it out this way to get this in there. So it's a little smaller because of the angles, but it's the same shape. Very typical of these things. You can change the angles, and of course you have that strike ready. If he leans forward into his punch, he'll just walk right into your fist. Then you can hit him again with the lower fist. He blocks the top one. Right? So that's outside the hook and the straight. Now he grabs him around the waist. So remember what happened with the first one? We're at this one. So grab me now. And we've tried to get him off. Let's say you do this and he reaches down and grabs your leg. So what you got to do now is kind of change your tactics. Is you're going to drop this that way. So he's kind of gone under, so you've got to kind of dip under to get him. So that's the better way is to actually take this head and peel it out. See that? And then drop out with that. So you're kind of doing that with it. So that's the second bembo. So if this one didn't work, you try this one. There's a little transition here I didn't mention, where this kind of hand's doing all this changing business. And this is all straight up chin na. So from here, you're looking at something that looks like that now. Even though you don't open the hands, they're not open very long. You can just take the hand and wheel it out. See it? So you can use chin na as a kind of a lead-in for a punch with that thing. Push hands. I think that's good enough. Again, this is just an introduction to these. First one, he's going to push with the outside, his left. And what I'm going to do is drop that left into my right front leg. And as I do, I'm going to push this across him that way. So you're just going to drop it into that position. Again, you sit. When you get the pressure, you sit it under him and just push out. That's all Tifeng means, is just to lift them up. So first to do that, you have to go down. That way he goes up. So first you go down. Okay, he goes up. That's it. That's number one. Number two is pretty easy. Number two is a little more difficult. He can push with either one, but let's have him push with his right this time. What you're going to do is take this pressure into the front leg again, but from the back arm, not the front arm. Does that make sense? So you're going to take it right across that way. So again, you just put it in his liver, and as he pushes, you drop it front and lift this up. This hand, if he changes his mind, which he's allowed to do, and he starts to push with that, you can use this to pry him off. And you still get your punch, or your push, whatever. You know. Your Tifeng looks a little different here because it's a punch, but it's the same. As long as you drop it under him, you'll get him to come up a little. That's all it means. One more thing from this last one. He grabs with two hands. Mr. Liu liked to do this. He would come around with it. So if they try to control the arm, you just come right across with it, like that. So we snake it around those arms, and that will give you your release. And Tifeng too, actually, at the same time. It's kind of nice. So I want to put that in there. Thanks.